Okay. And so, we can go back to the Gilded Age, and we can see that these ladies have decided, especially among the high society ladies, Alva Vanderbilt was one of the main movers and shakers of the suffragette movement. So it was a certainty that the ladies were going to get the right to vote. Now, with that right, also Margaret Sanger came into the picture here, and she started to talk about birth control. Now, this was going to change women's lives and make them much more liberated. And this was going to give them a certain power into the future, which they did not have during the Gilded Age. So you've got to understand these are princesses in a cage, a gilded cage, a place they couldn't get out of. Because of the saturation of wealth and the centering of wealth, sometimes amongst the female heirs, there was going to be a sort of change in the air. And so, what is lost with the Gilded Age and the um, prestige, say, of being a hot spot on the social circuit, you get something more for all of humanity, and that being the freedom. And indeed, I want to bring in here an allusion to somebody called Rosie the Riveter, a character that was drawn by our local artist Norman Rockwell, and she symbolizes the women, the strength of the women, to be able to do the work of the men and in support at the same time of the men and the country so we can have a victory in war. War is going to have a big deal to play in the story of the Gilded Age, and I do want to talk about the Second World War in some depth because that's a huge event which bursts onto the world as a result of so many things, and you can't discuss it, without a very in-depth look into the world as it existed prior to World War One and after. It really sets up a boundary line, and I think that should be the main theme of Lennox in the Gilded Age, and really focusing in on World War One and how it touched the lives of the local citizens and society here in Lennox. I have a really good story on that one.